What's good, everyone? It's Steve from Sneaker Tech Talk, back with another video today. For today's video, we will be taking a look at the Nike Lebron 21 in the Violet Dust and University Gold colorway. Alright, so just before getting started on the shoes, we will take a look at the box. You have this white and kind of gold box with his signature in the middle. The size tag label does read Nike Lebron 21. Violet Dust University Gold, and I did get these in a size 10.5. When you open up the box right here, they do kind of have this kind of smoke tissue paper right here in black and white. Now, really quickly, a pretty crazy story in my opinion. I just went and picked these up today at my local mall. I just grabbed my size, tried them on, made sure they fit true to size, paid for them, walked out of the mall. Went and looked at my receipt. I just used the tap function on my debit card here in Canada, and they only charged me $195. Now the retail price is $260, and for whatever reason they gave me a $65 discount, and these came to $204 Canadian, which to me is just crazy. I don't really understand why. I'm not complaining, but I basically got, 30% off the Nike Lebron 21 that dropped yesterday in the Violet Dust colorway. So without further ado, let's take a look at the shoes. All right, so before jumping into the shoes, they do come with this tech card kind of shaped like a clamshell. And when you open it up, it has some original sketches for the Nike Lebron 21, as you can see right here. And then on the right side, the top says outer shell. And then you do have that Nike sphere lining on the inside, which is a throwback to the Air Zoom generation. You've got the engineered base layer, kind of like that screen mesh underneath the leather or suede that they're using on the 21s. And then you do have a TPU shank plate as a midfoot shank plate this year, not carbon fiber. You've got a 6mm articulated forefoot Zoom airbag right here. And then you've got the cold-molded heel guardrail, the bottom-loaded heel Zoom airbag, which is 13mm, absolutely massive. Cushlon in the foam for the midsole, and then a multi-directional outsole traction array. So very cool that they did include this again this year, so the consumers can kind of see what they're getting as far as the tech goes. But without further ado, let's take a look at the Nike Lebron 21. All right, so starting off with the 21s, as far as the outsole does go, it is kind of similar to last year with kind of a multi-directional traction pattern. It does wrap up on the medial side, kind of like the old Kyrie models from the past. Overall, this traction pattern does look great. It squeaks very loud on my hardwood floor in the house, but I have been seeing mixed reviews as far as how this performs on court. I've been hearing that on dirty floors or floors with minimal dust even, you're gonna have to wipe very frequently. Basically, it's not as good as the 20s, so I am looking forward to testing these out and getting them on court. So that's what you're getting on the outsole. And then actually, before I go up top here, you do have a TPU shank plate. So you're not getting carbon fiber this year, which for me is disappointing because I really like carbon fiber. It's lightweight. It is kind of a premium touch, but you're not getting that this year on the 21. It does just have the Crown logo right there. Moving your way up from that, as far as the foam compound on the midsole, you are getting Cushlon here. This back portion in the dark purple does feel a lot more firm. I don't know if that's just Phylon, but this stuff here is very mushy and very soft. Moving your way up from that, as far as the design features, you kind of have this swoosh that is imprinted in the upper, kind of pushing out with this University Gold embroidery underneath. At the back, you do have that fly wire material kind of coming out of the back of the shoe. It does read XX1 for 21. If you do flip this up, it does say established in 1984 for when LeBron was born. And it is kind of an iridescent purple at the back here. It's kind of shiny. On the medial side, you do have that swoosh that is stitched. And you can see that screen mesh layer underneath the kind of suede or nubuck leather combo. It's a different material. We'll get to that in a second. And then as far as the tongue goes, you do have this kind of big punched out holes right here, screen mesh material. And then at the top, it does have the LeBron James logo, kind of dual imprinted here with kind of that nubuck or leather material at the top. So overall, as far as the design, I'm not a huge fan of them. I do like them, but I do like the 20s more than the 21s. As far as the materials that you're getting on this, it is kind of a weird material. It's not quite leather. It feels a little too soft to be leather, almost like a leather and nubuck combo. So you can see it's more of a premium touch compared to the 20s. The 20s did kind of have that basket net weave. So you do have some perforations here on the medial side. Not so much on the lateral. You got a couple here near the toe. And then right here, you do have that flywire kind of poking through the laces on the two of them there. So you do have kind of that flywire material running throughout the upper on the lateral and medial side to offer some extra support. But as far as the cushioning on these guys go, like I mentioned, you have that Cushlon midsole. This stuff at the back does kind of feel like Phylon, like I mentioned. You've got the 13mm Zoom airbag bottom loaded in the heel, which is very plush, and then the large volume 6mm Zoom turbo bag here in the forefoot. It does kind of run the whole length of the forefoot on the Nike Lebron 21. And then the back of the tongue on these are pretty cool. It's kind of like a quilted material, as you can see here. So it is a nice premium touch. One thing I did notice after lacing them up once is this metal kind of portion that the laces run through on the inside of the shoes. As you can see, this one is connected right here. The one on the medial side on my left shoe did disconnect already. So I don't know if that's just a problem as far as manufacturing goes, but it was disappointing to see that kind of fall out, considering these retail for 200 USD, 260 here in Canada. So overall, let me know what you guys think of these down in the comments. For me, I am a fan of the 20s more design-wise and just the overall fit. I do think this material is going to take a little while to break in. It might be a snugger fit all the way around, but as far as the length goes, they do fit true to size. I did go with my usual size 10.5, and my toe is sitting right about here near the end of the shoe. Very snug, very one-to-one fit. As you can see, the toe box is very tapered. There's not a lot of volume for your toes, so very much a snug fit. If you're a wide footer or have an odd foot shape size, I would say go up half a size and you should be good right off the bat. For me, I kind of have a standard foot, so I did go with my usual size 10.5, and they did fit nice on foot. As far as the weight goes in the Nike Lebron 21, this is a US size 10.5, and these do come in at 15.3 ounces. And last year's Nike Lebron 20 in a size 10.5 come in at 15.2, so more or less the exact same weight. So even though they do have those raw materials on the upper and the 20s do have that knit material, there's not a huge discrepancy as far as the weight between the Nike Lebron 20 and the 21s. Really quickly, as far as the support features go on the Nike Lebron 21, you do have this internal TPU heel counter. It's very sturdy and very strong, so you're not going to have any issues as far as the support and lockdown at the back of the Nike Lebron 20. I think it's going to do a fantastic job. Moving your way down from that, you do have that kind of fly wire underneath the upper running throughout. So on those hard lateral cuts, coupled with this stronger, more premium materials on the 21s, I think these are really going to contain your foot very well. You also do have this lateral guardrail right here that your foot is actually sitting kind of housed in. So again, those hard lateral cuts, I don't think you're going to have any issues in the 21s. These two portions of the eyelets right here do kind of have dynamic flywire running through them. So if you do really crank these two down really tight, it's really going to cinch them down at your midfoot and on the medial side as well. So I think that will do a fantastic job at locking you down. These also do have kind of a large outrigger here on the lateral side, which is going to prevent your foot from teetering over. At the bottom of the shoe, you've got that wide and stable base and that plastic shank plate here. Again, on the 20s, it was carbon fiber. So I do prefer the carbon fiber look and the overall premium material. But on the 21s, you are only getting a TPU shank plate, which does offer a little bit better range of motion here. As you can see, you can kind of bend this shoe in half a little bit more on the 21s. On the 20s, you cannot do that so much. It's a lot harder to bend in half. So These ones, as far as the midfoot support, I think are a little bit more supportive than the 21s, but it'll be interesting to see once I get these on court on how they perform. Let me know down in the comments if you guys have played in the 21s yet and what you guys think of them. So that's going to do it for today's video on the Nike Lebron 21 in the Violet Dust and University Gold colorway. I do have the white pair coming in the mail because I didn't think anyone was going to get these locally, but then my Nike shop did get them in. And then for the price I got them for, you really can't complain. So I will be returning the white pair and playing in this purple pair right here. Let me know what you guys think of these down in the comments. I think aesthetically they are nice. I do prefer the 20s still. And I do have like 10 pairs of the 20s, so I don't think I'm going to go as crazy on the 21s. I also prefer the knit material on the 20s as well, because I find that it broke in very quickly versus this stuff. I think it's going to take a bit of time. As always, if you guys can like, comment, and subscribe, that does help my channel a ton. Check out my Instagram over at Sneaker Tech Talk, as it is an extension of my YouTube channel with all my pickups, basketball footage, and nostalgia as a whole. As always, thanks for watching today's video, and until next time, peace.